Wonderful, and you can get started.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you all for being here. I'm also very excited to be here again. Today I'm going to talk about another part of my PhD project. I do my PhD in the Netherlands and I work on coordination in science. And in this two projects that I'm going to present, I'm going to talk about the personal and professional gains in coordinated research. So in the past days of the conference, in a lot of talks, I realized they are talking about the problems, the obstacles that we face during this like big team projects. And of course, it's totally fair. It's very much a hard work and it takes a lot of effort. But I thought it's also a very good opportunity to revisit some of the gains that it can have for us, and as also kind of motivator and also as a reminder to feel better. So in my research, I focus more on social science and more specifically on psychologists just because of my background. And one of the questions is that I constantly ask is that why psychologists are not coordinated, or how we can make psychologists to coordinate more. And this is a good opportunity to go back and revisit some of the benefits that coordination can have for science and for psychology specifically. For example, it can help to address more complex questions that are way beyond the capability of one lab or one research group to answer. It helps to have a better quality, to allow for quality assurance, quality control, because it has more specialized or roles in there. It also helps to prioritize because then we can focus on more higher priority topics that usually are under investigated in the field due to a lot of problems in the field, or like just because they're not novel enough. Also, it provides a place or academic pathway for people that are team players. It allows them to have a career in science and keep their expertise and talent in science, and also increase the enjoyability, the way they enjoy doing their job. It also helps with resolving disagreements. Of course, for resolving disagreements, we really need to plan from the beginning to make sure that the study is set in a way that we can investigate the disagreements and realize what is, in the end, the answer to that phenomenon or that problem. And coordination allows for that too. It also allows cumulation of science. Of course, like we are in a very neomanic science right now. Everybody wants to do novel stuff, and a lot of these research lines starts and it goes nowhere, so nobody builds on that. So coordination allows for that too. And of course, as a very welcoming side effect, because of having so many people involved, and because of having so many roles, so many interdependencies, you need to have sufficient transparency, and therefore it really increased the culture of transparent research. So then it has so much benefits. Why it's so rare? Why we don't have a lot of it? This can be, of course, due to a lot of problems. It can be we have a lot of systematic problem, we have a lot of infrastructure problem, but we also have, it can be part of a motivation problem as well. So it can be that people are not motivated enough. So then the question comes that how we can motivate scientists to engage more in this coordinated research, which usually become into practice, it translates to big team science research. So to answer that, I wanted to focus both on extrinsic motivators and intrinsic motivators. For extrinsic motivators, I did a quantitative study and I worked on what current word structure values. For example, of course, citation count, having publishing in a very visible, high impact journal. Also, just having a paper that works better than the other papers that you have. And these were the topics that I looked into, and I go into more details. Also, a disclaimer here. I know that there are a lot of, like it's a lot of people that are attending these conferences, they already know that like the citation probably is not their motivation. But what I want to show is that for a new person that is thinking to come, I still think citation count is playing a role, because like I can see that some conferences or some events, they use citation count in their advertisement. For example, they say, oh, we invite this person and as a keynote speaker, and this person has this many citation in total. So just to show how much impactful they are in their field. So I still think it's a valid point to check. And for intrinsic motivators, I did a qualitative study, and there were 2 points that came up. That was about the values and enjoyability of this coordinated research. So about the extrinsic motivators, I used OpenAlex, which today I realized they have changed their logo. I took more than 1.7 million English psychology articles that were published from 1975 to 2024. It was very much a hassle to clean this up, but then what I did, I introduced different methods of grouping, or like different methods of introducing or defining what is the big team science or coordinated science. And I get to multiple definitions. But here I only show the one that I pick for like 10 interims of authors. So for example, 6 to 15. I left 1 to 5 in individual bins because I thought they are too different to be included in one bin. And also above 100 were also very rare. Comparably, that it was really hard to introduce bins in that section. So what I did, I compared the percentiles for people that may have forget what percentiles meant. It's the so this point shows that 70% of papers with 2 authors had this much citation or less. So I also here I focused on second year citation. I did the same thing for total citation and time corrected citation with a similar result. But here I only show the second year citation that shows the immediate impact to the field. And as you can see, it's a very nice increase by increasing the number of authors. It's the same for 80% percentile, 90% percentile, 99% percentile. That you can see it's a little bit chaotic here, but still it's more than this part. And in the 99.99 percentile, it's just all over the place. For visibility of the journal, I use Smigo, I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly, Simago Journal Rank, SJR, which is, if you don't know it, is similar to Impact Factor, a little bit different, and it's also open access, so it was very nice to use. So I also looked into where they got published, and again compare them in a percentile. So this is the 70%, 80%, 90%, and you can see the same thing is happening, that consistently when you have larger authors, you're kind of performing better in these metrics. In 99 percentile, you can see that, for example, the first only single author papers like suddenly jump up. And for 99.99, you can see that the trend is nearly reversed, which together these two show that it's very much more risky to have a higher impact in the field and immediate impact as well, and to be to publish in a very visible journal that some people cares a lot about the journal that they publish. So if they care about that, they can see that working in teams is very much less risky option for them to work through. I also went at the level of individual, so I compared all the papers that each individual work in a big team and in a small team. And here I used the cutoff of 20, which I also had a computational reasoning behind that. But then this one is that if the small projects is only less than 5 people. So I tried to filter 5 to 19 because I thought it's not fair. Like above 10 is also a lot of people there. And it's also less chance to have overlaps when you're looking at papers that you've written in in a group of 5. So I compared the second year citation, total citation, and date corrected citation. And in all of them, the median level of citation was performing way better than in bigger teams than smaller teams. So in that sense, it showed that for even at the individual level, when someone is looking at their own CV, they can see that probably what they produce in a team has more impact. And for intrinsic motivators, I did a 60-minute semi-structured interview. And there I asked 15 questions. Of course, these questions were not all about the motivators, but also about how coordination is set, what are the goals, how the quality control, specialization, all of that are set. And also I asked about their own view of this type of projects, how they experienced it, how much benefit or drawback it had in their own career. Mind you that most of these people, they were very much a senior researcher, that they were ahead of those coordinated projects. And I mean, I will go back to this in a few more slides, but then because of that, it is kind of biased toward when you have a very much a stable career. And this is an ongoing study. It's very hard to find these people and to make them agree to attend in a 60-minute interview. So if you know any projects that have the conditions of being long enough, like for example 7 years or more, and it's not just one PI and multiple PhDs, but they are very much working together, multiple PIs working together for a specific goal for that long, please let me know. It would be a huge help. So what came up out of the what was enjoyable for them and what was not enjoyable for them, the motivations and for them to attend in these projects. One of them was enjoyability. They very much mentioned a lot of times that they really find it inspiring. It was allowed them to have more opportunity to work internationally, or it showed them different career paths. For example, this person said, I really like when different viewpoints, different perspectives, different ways of approaching question comes together. That's something that I really enjoy because I learn a lot. So they were very much happy to be part of these teams. They also valued it a lot. It was in line with their values. So in some of these projects, they acknowledge that you cannot really address this topic or address this question without working in such a coordinated way. And also they valued a lot, for example, societal impact, and they realized that this kind of projects has great impact on society. It's also very much encouraging to get new generations of researchers into that field. So these were a lot of things that came up as the elements that they valued and were responded through this kind of research. And of course, we all know there is a different side to the coin as well. A lot of you, I know you're part of a big team collaboration, and you already experienced some of these demotivators that I'm going to talk about. So, of course, a lot of them mentioned that there were a lot of hard aspects to these projects. So, of course, there were multiple people, but this quote is from one person that said that they could have done way more. They could have published way more if they were not in this project for the last 20 years. So they acknowledged the importance of it, but they really said, okay, my CV is not enjoying it. And with a lot of these big projects, there is a lot of political struggles that comes with it, which is not fun. There's a lot of administration and project management comes into the place, which people don't find it enjoyable, or a lot of communication problems, like revisiting the same issue again and again and again and again, which was how they phrased it, which shows that how devastating it was. There were also mentions of groupthink, that at a certain level people don't want to change and they dismiss any criticism. And so, for example, as I said, this code is from someone who is a senior person, but they acknowledge that this type of working maybe is not that good for younger academics. To read from their code, to get promoted, to get job, you have to have a CV where it is clear what you did. Then diluting this through collaboration, where you have papers with lots of authors, it could be perceived as, I think it's very good for science. It's only good. The quality of science is good, but you could think that it has a negative effect on your career perspective, which is totally fair. A lot of people already written that out on a lot of papers when they started big team science, when they were very early in their careers. A lot of people in BTSCON and also Psychological Science Accelerator, they are also experiencing it. And it's a little bit sad to see that even though we are very much aware of this problem, and we know that these kind of teams, they have very much immediate impact on the field, they can produce knowledge that is immediately related to what field is going through, and that's why they get very much citation in the first 2 years of their publication. Unfortunately, it's not very much valued for younger academics. So as my last slide, of course, there are a lot of questions still remaining even in this area that we know, okay, it has a lot of benefit, and we really need to make it more efficient, to reduce the coordination costs, to make it more enjoyable for the people that are actually enjoying working in this type of work, and they are very much being under pressure to doing a lot of these coordination costs, and how we can make it more efficient for them, and also how we can change the hiring or promotion procedures to weigh things differently when we have outputs that are very much related to the field and they are very valuable, how we can weight them differently in these processes. And also for ourselves, when we are looking at the at our CV and when we are looking on how to present ourselves, how we should weigh our contribution differently when it is more compatible with our values. And thank you so much. I hope that I didn't go above time. I forgot to start a timer. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm here if you have any questions, any comments, any ideas.
We've got a few minutes for questions if folks have them.
Maybe a brief remark. I really enjoy your talk. It's just like I was talking to someone who is a more senior academic and discuss some of the questions that you have on your slide, like how can we make promotions better and value other things. And then I have been told, as long as I don't have the power to change things, I shouldn't care about this much. I should try to first get the position, tenured position, and then I can change the rules. And I was like, oh my God, it will never happen. So what I hear from my senior colleagues that they say, as an early career researcher, you don't have the power to change the system. But I disagree. I think early career research is the only way of how we can change the system. And if you talk about it and try to push for it to make it happen, then maybe we can achieve something. It's just my 5 cents on it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I have the luxury of, in Netherlands, there are a lot of senior meta scientists that are in line with these ideas, and I try to ask for a lot of help from them to have a lot of external push. But indeed, I really very much think that early career researchers are the people that can force to change these ideas. Otherwise, it will never come, because then you get too comfortable in the culture that you don't want it to change.
Yeah, then you will become a system if you don't. Yeah, I agree with you. Since there are no questions, I'm sorry, you will stop me in time. I just want to ask you, who were the senior researchers? Of course, no names, but could you tell me a bit, like, as an established researcher, because what I made, I know many senior researchers, but they're rather not that prominent, and because, like, not that famous. Could you tell something about them? How established are they in their field? Because it would be great to have such people. Maybe they're all from Netherlands.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, like mostly I am in contact with people within Netherlands, and we, as a kind of a challenge, we try to also set up some kind of coordinated research ourselves for an upcoming Dutch grant. And through that, I get a lot of help and support from a variety of senior researchers from Amsterdam, from Tilburg, from Leiden, from Eindhoven, Maastricht. So we also have some early career researchers there, and yeah. So, but we also try to push more and impact more. I think I can start from maybe Eindhoven, that I'm more involved in, and I know more of the rules and I know more of the people, and then we can go bigger and bigger and bigger, and luckily it can impact more soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. All right, so the recording will be up